1,319 days selling New Holland, crypto fear and greed index sitting at 48, which is neutral, and Bitcoin is currently trading at 61.3k. We finally broke the 4-hour time frame resistance, which was at 57.2k. We had a confirmation. Also, we did broke most of the EMAs on the 4-hour, as was working for us a resistance. Also, we did broke the 60k resistance, which was the middle of the falling channel on a daily time frame. We did broke it, and again we went above the 200 EMA, which was a pretty huge signal. Not that huge, but still a signal for a bearish momentum. But again, you need a confirmation of that for quite a couple of weeks. But we already did broke it, and we're trading above it. Which again, if we're gonna continue trading above 60k, it would be positive for the Bitcoin. Ethereum is also bouncing, same as Bitcoin, but at the same time, Ethereum and the BTC pair is Ethereum is on their side, is also trying to bounce from the bottom of the falling wedge support, meaning Ethereum dominance is also pumping, but at the same time BTC dominance pumping, meaning Ethereum dominance is hitting some shares of the other altcoins, not the major ones. So Ethereum is eating dominance from other altcoins, and BTC is hitting dominance just from everywhere. And at the same time, Bitcoin is currently trying to break, or already breaking 57.5% resistance on dominance. And again, we may see the confirmation in the next couple of days if Bitcoin will continue to do so. So let's move on to the charts, to patterns and etc. So Bitcoin rainbow chart or price chart, again, used to be popular back in the days, back in the previous cycles, and it's still popular. So on the current price of a Bitcoin, rainbow chart is showing that we're still in an oversold zone, and the chart is signaling the buy zone, even though on a new chart, which is less bullish, I would say. Again, it's less bullish. It's still showing that it's still a cheap price for the Bitcoin, and we got plenty of potential ahead of us. So other thing is the 2-weekly chart. Apparently, 2-week chart. I never used 2-week actually chart, which is interesting. But apparently on a 2-week chart, there's the pattern. Here's the. Why is no one talking about the fact that BTC recently touched a trend line that has been playing an insanely important role for almost 11 years, for pretty much whole Bitcoin timeline. So yeah, you can see we're kind of touching most of the events there, when pre and post bull runs actually, usually. So in this case, we're kind of trying to touch it as a support, because this trend line was kind of working for us as a resistance, which obviously a bearish thing, negative thing, because it's a resistance. But all of the trend lines or resistances eventually will turn to the support. So is this the time of flipping of this trend line to the support? Also, that would be pretty nice. Also, there's first ever golden cross of the EMA, of the 50 and 100 SMA, not the EMA, SMA, on a 2-weekly time frame. Again, apparently there was no golden crosses on a 2-weekly time frame. Only that cross, I'm pretty sure. But yeah. So again, 2 weekly. If somebody is using 2 weekly, that's pretty important, I guess. But I never used 2 weekly, so I don't know that much about this particular charting of 2 weekly. So again, going back to the election and how it's affects charts. Again, if you're gonna look at the previous elections, which was in 2012, 2016, 2020, and the current one happening starting July, like the whole election like cycle preparation and the whole day. So we had like this quiet moment before the storm, and usually it's been a bullish storm. It's been a whole bull trend and beginning of the big bull cycle or bull momentum of the halving or after the election. So yeah, currently and again it's gonna show that we got like couple of more months, which also for the election, of quiet trading. I guess preparation, everybody's preparing for the results of the election, and then they're gonna buy or sell, I guess, based on that. But if you're gonna include election meaning for that, but historically it shows that Bitcoin is pretty quiet during the election. I guess preparation for the election, or some people are focused on election, and then when election is over, we're going back to the crypto, we're going back to the Bitcoin, we're going back to the bull run, which is positive thing. So we got, based on election, on charts, we got a couple of more months left, or quiet trading, I guess, which is okay. Again, more time accumulate more Bitcoin, more sats, it's pretty good. So on the Russian news, let's go back to the news. Russia is legalizing Bitcoin and crypto mining. Again, more legalization of the crypto in general, which is pretty good. Again, I like to see them. So, and other thing which is I think involves like in general finance. So Jerome Powell recently said, he's the chairman of U.S. Federal Reserve. He said it's not a Fed's job to make a stock market comfortable, says Fed president. I mean, he's technically right, because his job is to push the inflation down to like 2%, which again he said like the Federal Reserve always been saying that 2% is the ideal inflation, and again he's saying that it's not his job to make stock market comfortable, meaning his job is inflation. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Again, we're gonna keep an eye on this falling channel. If we're gonna continue to trade above the 200 EMA, about 60k would be pretty nice. But again, we got plenty of time for the end of the election, and additional time to accumulate some sats. So yeah, to the moon.